All right, guys, welcome to the PP, the political post. This is Clayton, and here is.
Liberals rigged the election. They rigged it. Clay, they rigged the election. We got some serious things. No time for intro here, Clay, because democracy's at stake, Clay. And me and you, we're gonna solve it right now. And the first thing that we got to talk about is the election rigged? Because I think it is.
What is democracy? I thought we were here for fascism.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right, so I guess you start. You start.
Okay, so the question is the election rigged? And of course it's rigged, because obviously, if Trump's losing, then the election has to be, right? I mean, he was just the he was the least polarizing, most loved figure. All the polls had him at like a 90% presidency.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, weren't all the polls saying that he was going to win, Matt? I thought every single poll came back that Trump was winning this election.
Oh, don't you know the polls were rigged too, Clay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, though, Matt, it wasn't Biden overwhelmingly in favor of winning?
Yeah, he was. But I think, I don't know. Somehow, because Trump came out the gate swinging, people got in they got that hope. They're like, oh, dude, I knew he was gonna win the entire time. Yeah, he was gonna win. No,
Yeah, the thing is that Trump has been saying that everything has been rigged. I mean, 5 years ago he said the primaries were rigged when
when he won, by the way, they were rigged,
yeah,
and he won.
Yeah, we're talking about against his Republican cohorts, right? All of his colleagues, and I say colleagues, he didn't have any colleagues. But I mean, and then I mean, it was even longer ago than that when he was complaining that the Emmys were rigged when his show didn't win. He claims everything is rigged, everything. Even when he won, he said that the popular vote was rigged. It doesn't make any sense.
Clay, it is rigged, and he won anyway. That's just how much of a fucking badass he is, dude. His hands are huge, just like his fucking salary, dude. Yeah. Come on, dude. But real talk. Going to the next thing that we wanted to talk about is how, if the election was rigged, assuming that it is, or asking if it is, how would it be rigged? What would need to happen for an election to be rigged on this scale for Biden to win in multiple states when he was losing substantially?
Right. Obviously, all that needs to happen is the truck needs to back up with a whole bunch of mail-in votes, and we tally up 100,000 votes in Biden's favor, and boom, that's how it's rigged. That's the only way that it's rigged, and that's what happened, Matt. That's what happened. That is why we have lost our second Jesus.
Bro, okay, that's another entirely different video because Trump is second Jesus, and I think we need to let the world know about that. But before we get to that, my grandma voted. She voted for Biden, dude. She did. My great grandma, yeah.
Your great grandmother, how old is she, man?
No, I mean probably like 160 by now. I don't know. I never met her. She'd be dead. But real talk. The idea that there's a big conspiracy of all these votes just coming out of the woodwork. Now I understand there's some contention about when ballots are dropped, when they're voted and stuff, but I think a big takeaway is, regardless of if votes were late or whatever, why does it matter if American votes are tallied at the end of the day? Now, I know that there's cutoffs and deadlines and things like that, and you could make an argument that oh, unless they were submitted by this date. But then at the end of the day, if they were submitted earlier, then you're saying that Biden would have won. But you're saying now, basically, you're basically pulling an audible, saying, oh, you didn't do it in time, so it doesn't count. That's kind of the big thing that's going on. You didn't, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to cut off people, the decision of the people. You're cutting it off. You're like, you fucked up. You messed up.
Yeah.
You weren't on time. You didn't pass go in time. So your opinion doesn't matter anymore.
I really liked how it came out at 11:40 on election night, and he's like, well, we won Georgia, we won Michigan, we won Wisconsin, and it's like, motherfucker, there's still over 300,000 votes that haven't been counted. What do you mean you won already? In Pennsylvania, there was a couple million. What do you mean you won? What do you? No.
Yeah,
no.
And this all kind of just culminates, comes together. We need to talk about the burden of proof. Where does the proof lie? And of course, it lies with Donald Trump and the people that side with Donald Trump, he has to prove that voter fraud actually happened. He really has to prove it. And I know that that's what he's attempting to do. And maybe if he finds substantial evidence, and you know, Trump supporters, you're gonna hate me. You're automatically gonna hate this video. You're gonna dislike it. And don't get me wrong, I love Trump for some things, but the big problem is everyone believes Trump. If you're a Trump supporter, you believe whatever he says, no matter what. But here, a wise man once told me, facts don't care about your feelings, okay? Facts don't care about your feelings, and there is no facts here. The problem is we're starting with the premise. We're starting with the premise that liberals were gonna cry at the, no. We're starting with the premise that it's rigged, and then we're trying to find evidence. We're not seeing evidence and deducing that it's true, because Trump was saying that it's rigged from the get-go. He's been saying everything's rigged since the beginning of time, since he was born.
Mills, let's look at it from a Republican standpoint, right? If you, this is how it is, okay, Matt. It was rigged 4 years ago when Hillary won the popular vote, so it has to be rigged now. It has to be.
Oh, but now it matters. Now, that's the only way. That's the only way. Now it matters. But the thing is, you can't take credit for all the states that you win, and not say and say that only the states that you lost were rigged. You can't do that. Yeah.
Hey, and like he's been claiming that it's been rigged for over 4 years, right? Right, Mills?
Yeah.
He's been saying that it's rigged. And what better way to cop out? And you already say it's rigged. So when you lose, what do you say? Well, I told you it was rigged. Right? I told you. It's so easy for him. It's such an easy argument. And my thing is if it was rigged in 2016 and he knew about it, he's had 4 years to put something in place to prevent voter fraud.
100%.
And what has he done? Nothing. Why? That way he can claim that there's more fraud. That's why.
And here's the thing, and this is something that most of you should know at home, because this was predicted before people even voted, is that mail-in ballots, Trump has had a narrative that mail-in ballots were overwhelmingly a negative thing. They were the causation of fraud. Trump didn't want mail-in ballots, which, you know, the big issue there is that people on the left typically are more afraid of COVID. They believe it's more like a more substantial threat, so they're less likely to go in person. So as a compromise, they will vote mail in, and if there was no mail in, then Republicans would have more vote. That's basically the big argument here, and it was pretty obvious that the mail-in votes were gonna be liberal, and that's exactly what happened. We knew that from the get-go. Clay was saying that nonstop before the election even started, before the votes even the first vote was counted.
I mean, really, like, if I go and I tell you that your money is better spent in place A than in place B, I'm not going to expect you to spend any money in place B. Trump told his people that the mail-in ballots were rigged. So nobody voted by mail-in ballots on the Republican side. I mean,
it's a crazy percentage. It's just astronomically small. Yeah.
I mean, like, and like you said a long time ago, Mills, like, the fact of the matter is that, and this is true, some Democrats may be upset, but Republican voters will climb the wall to vote. They will climb a mountain.
They'll climb the wall that Donald Trump built, right? Because he promised it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And Mexico paid for it too. I'm actually really excited to go see it.
And Democrats, you got to think a lot of them are poor. They don't have the money to do things. So it's a lot harder than, I mean, that's part of voter suppression. You know what I mean? And that's another part of voter fraud, you can say, is voter suppression. And I think Democrats saw a lot of voter suppression in Texas. Could you imagine, Mills, if Democrats won Texas?
Yeah. I mean, it could happen.
And they say that Texas is 50th as far as how easy it is to go and cast your vote.
And here's the thing. Trump is the president, right? Most powerful man in the world. I'm sure that many of you who voted for Trump would agree. Now, rigging the election. He had the power to rig it in his favor. He had the power to do so much, probably more power than literally anyone else on the planet, to swing the election in his favor. And he failed. I'm sorry, but Jesus, you know, he's just, when he's on earth, he's just immortal, right? That's it. That's it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't rig it. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, I think I know why Trump is doing this. At the end of the day, when the dust settles, and we're going to be able to check this in a couple of months, see if we're right. When the dust settles, Trump's going to give over the reins of power reluctantly, but he's going to do it. But the thing is, the loyal fan base will know Trump as someone who got scammed and that they want to support him, not as someone who lost. He can say and state that he didn't lose because that's his brand. His brand is he's a winner. He's a winner in business. He's a winner in life. He's a winner unless they cheat. That's the only way he loses.
Wrong.
Yeah. But I want to know what you think about that, Clay, because that really is brand for Trump. Even I'm pretty sure that he knows that this is not going to go anywhere, but it fits his brand. It fits his narrative that he is the person who never loses, unless those damn liberals like Clay, you know, they cheat.
Are you ready for all the dislikes, Mills? I don't think Trump,
Snowflakes, man. What? Sorry, my bad.
I don't think Trump is smart enough to be thinking the dude kicks and screams when he doesn't get his way, every time.
Bro, you know, me and you. This is why when me and you fundamentally disagree. I think that Trump is actually incredibly smart. Hey, you're gonna disagree with me here. I think that everything he does is with intent. Honestly, from his tweets to his insults to everything, and I think that at the end of the day, Trump is gonna get everything he wants. He's gonna his name brand, the Trump brand, is one of the most powerful brands in the capitalist world. Period. I mean, seriously. Even after he loses, he can make a freaking Trump shirt, like a special Trump shirt. Imagine if Donald Trump signed shirts and just sold them. How much could he sell those shirts for? Really? How much do you think people would buy a signed Donald Trump shirt?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't need to be signed. It just needs to be stamped.
Yeah, but he could sell it for like $500+. And I'm serious. Trump is. He's gonna be fine. For those of you who love Trump, he's gonna still be like the most popular person on the planet with the most loyal fan base. I mean, everyone simps for Trump, right? He's
Mills. But Mills. The media doesn't decide who's president.
Okay.
The media doesn't decide. And the Associated Press. Okay. They don't know nothing. They don't know anything because they were founded in 1846. You know how old that is? They're an old dog. And the AP today remains the most
everything before that, just get rid of it, you know? Just get rid of all of that, you know?
The AP today remains the most trusted source of fast, accurate, unbiased news in all formats, and they're the essential provider of technology and services vital to the news business.
Fake news.
So, we shouldn't trust them, okay? So when they call the election, we shouldn't trust them because they haven't. Just because they've, called the elections for the past 180 years, we shouldn't trust them.
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't. Anyways, I can't wait to see Donald Trump in office for 4 more years. If you agree, smash that like and subscribe. And yeah. I think that's all we got, you know. It's all rigged against Trump, big takeaway. And democracy is over. We lost. We have the most rare form of government and it failed. So yeah. That's it. That's the end.
I want to leave our audience with one question, okay? In 2016, Hillary conceded to Donald Trump. Will Donald Trump concede to Joe Biden? That's for the next video.
Find out next time. No.